Na wewe Githinji, ukitaka kesho kuita sisi wa kabila, wewe endelea. Sisi tunaongea mambo yetu, wewe enda kwenu uongee mambo yenu.
Gachagua's fury has descended on President William Samoei Ruto and those who are pro-government. That why is it when Rigathi Gachagua meets with his kinsmen, then it is called a tribal meeting. But when President William Samoei Ruto even recently had a good time meeting with Gideon Moi, that was just okay. Rigathi Gachagua said, and he quoted Chinua Achebe, the great African writer, that he said, when kingsmen meet for a meal, it does not mean that they lack meal in their homes. They do. But it is good to have a meal together because it is good and important to do so. So he said that they are not going to be swayed, and whatever they are doing is for the best of their community. It is not their fault that they found themselves speaking the same language and they want to meet together to iron out their own issues. If you don't still get it, here's a glimpse of what is happening.
Nobody should intimidate you that you are meeting here with our cousins from Ukambani. There is a tendency in this country, when other people meet, it is called national unity. When the people of the mountain meet, it is called tribalism. The other day we saw Githinji and Gideon Moi having a nice time, saying that it is national unity. When Rigathi sits with Kibe Mugai, they say it's tribalism. We are saying if sitting with our brothers and sisters who talk the same language is tribalism, let it be. Chinua Achebe, that great writer from Nigeria, wrote in one of his greatest works and said when kinsmen meet together for a feast, it is not because they don't have food in their own homes. They do so because it is right for kinsmen to sit and eat together. My kinsmen, nimepongeza tumeketi pamoja. Na wewe Githinji, ukitaka kesho kuita sisi wa kabila, wewe endelea. Sisi tunaongea mambo yetu, wewe enda kwenu uongee mambo yenu. Kuna mtu wana kwao? Tutigemeno ndo shokatweke hata? We cannot, we will be foolish people. That people want to label us tribalists because we speak our language. God in his own wisdom created 41 communities in Kenya. If God had a problem with people speaking their language, he would have just created one homogeneous community in Kenya, speaking one language for the whole country. But God in his own wisdom created 42 ethnic communities with different languages so that we can have richness in diversity. We are proud of our language. Na yule anakasirika tukiongea lugha yetu ameze wembe. And I have said nobody should admonish me for speaking my language in Murang'a. When I'm in Murang'a, the people of Murang'a are my people. I am not an Englishman, and I'm not Chinese or Japanese. I speak my language when I'm in Murang'a, because that's the language they understand. Even you people, just speak English when you go to the courtroom. Hii wakati ingine mnazungumzia sisi Kisugu ya nini? Wewe wajiro no waigua. Usiwahi kuongelesha mimi Kisugu tena bana. Unless you are in kotini.
Well, on the same breath, Kalonzo Musyoka has now said their executive order number 1 as soon as they are elected into presidency will be to scrap off the house levy, which to them is an overtaxation that is rendering the payslip useless. This is with regards to the employees whose end-month salary is being cut short by the tax of the house levy and much unnecessary taxes bestowed upon Kenyans. He also talked about the issue of leasehold and freehold land. Now, remember, William Samoei Ruto assented into law some 8 bills moments before they could announce the demise of the already laid to rest Raila Amolo Odinga. One of them was to turn the freehold land into leasehold land. But first, let us listen to Kalonzo Musyoka before I go further with dissecting this.
The middle class, as my brother said, and that 8 million people, I think today are the ones who are suffering most over taxation by this regime, doing illegitimate things. We know we have said Executive Order number 1, do away with housing levy tax. We've said that. You're even sitting here, sitting idle, you're seeing William Ruto convert all freehold land to leasehold land. What does that mean? In the villages, what will happen to even community land and other lands?
Great. Now, for those who don't understand about leasehold and freehold land means you own the land for eternity as long as you are still alive. But the moment you are dead, your next of kin could inherit it, or any other person that you've indicated in your will should inherit that as a property. Now, the leasehold means it is owned by the government and it is only leasing to you for a certain period of time. Let's say, for example, 50 years, 99 years. But as you are leased for that land, you will be paying land rates. And what happens if you are unable to pay land rates? You're going to lose that land to the government, so that somebody else who can develop it will be given that land. Is that the route that you want to go? You see, this is where I always say we should be talking politics of issues, not politics of emotions. Let us not reason with a politics of no's. Let us not be myopic. Rather, we should be overturning and turning everything that this government says. You see, your solemn duty is to make sure that the government is performing the duties you elect them for, not in what they perceive as their own interest. The Constitution provides that the sovereign power belongs to the people. You are the people. Therefore, you can exercise your power directly or indirectly through the elected representatives. In this case, we have the MCAs, we have our member of parliaments, and in MPs, we also have senators who also are categorized as MPs. We have the governors, and we also have the president. These persons are elected to represent us. But it seems they have forgotten the people who are their bosses, and now they are beginning to twist laws to suit their interest. It is high time that we now take back our power. And this is my clarion call, as I always do. For those of you whom have not taken up the IDs, do so that you register as voters, because on August 2027, you have a day to reckon with and you have a point to bring it home. What do I mean? You may not know whom you want to elect, but we know whom we don't want in that seat as the president. What's your take on this? Give me your thoughts in the comment section below. If you love content of this nature and you're watching from my YouTube channel, kindly subscribe and press the notification button so anytime that we are live or we upload content of this nature, you'll be the very first person to be notified. Ahmed Khalif is my name for the Unscripted Talks here in Dab Radio. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Kwa timba kali za Afrika, Dab Radio ndio mpango mzima.